Hello. In this SymptoCoach bonus lesson, we are providing a template of a client onboarding script where you introduce SymptoCoach to a prospective client. So, again, this is a template. You can, of course, feel free to make changes, additions to personalize it for yourself. But this is a basic overview of the elements that you want to include in this script to make sure that your clients understand what SymptoCoach is and the value that it brings to them. Some examples of when you may want to use this script include on the first enrollment call, in the first onboarding session, or as a Loom or video before the first coaching call. So, to open the conversation, you may want to say something like, "Before we dive into coaching, I want to explain how we're going to personalize this process for you from the very beginning. One of the things that makes my coaching different is that we don't guess and we don't rely on generic advice. We use your symptoms as data to guide our work together." Next, you want to explain in a client friendly way why symptoms are so important to understand and track. So you may say something like, "Symptoms are your body's way of communicating with us. Things like energy, digestion, sleep, cravings, mood, focus, they're not random. They tell a story about how your body is responding to your diet, lifestyle, stress, and environment. Instead of starting with assumptions or guesses, we start by listening to these signals." Next, you want to introduce SymptoCoach. So you may say, "To do that, I'm going to have you complete a comprehensive symptom-based assessment called SymptoCoach. This isn't a medical test and it's not a diagnosis. It's a structured way for you to tell me what your body has been experiencing so I can meet you exactly where you are." You want to make sure that you're setting expectations about what SymptoCoach is, what they're going to have to do, and what kind of information they're going to get. So you may say, "Once you complete the assessment, I'll review your responses and look for patterns, not just individual symptoms, but how everything fits together. We'll use this as our baseline. It helps us decide what to focus on first, what to deprioritize, and how to make sure our work together is actually moving the needle." You really want to position SymptoCoach as the premium experience that it is. So you may want to say something like, "This is one of the most important parts of our work together. It's how I make sure your coaching is personalized and intentional, not generic. Most people never take the time to look at their health this way. This is where clarity starts." It's important to address the time and effort, of course, that the client is going to have to put in to be a part of this process, and you want to do that at the beginning. So you can say, "The assessment does take some time to complete, and that's intentional. I want you to answer thoughtfully, not quickly. You don't have to overthink your answers, just be honest. There are no right or wrong responses." And of course, now you can explain what happens next. So you can say, "Once you've completed SymptoCoach, I'll review everything before our next session and prepare a report for you. When we meet, we'll walk through what stood out, what it means, and how we're going to use this information to guide your coaching plan." And as we finish up, you want to close the loop so that they feel informed and excited and ready to move forward with the process. So you can say, "This is how we make sure you're not just following recommendations, but really understanding why we're doing what we're doing. If questions come up while you're completing the assessment, just make a note of them and we'll cover them together. This is the first step in building a plan that actually fits you." And here we've put together just an optional short version, just an overview that you may want to put in an email or a portal message. And of course, again, you can personalize this, but it'll essentially say, "To personalize your coaching from the start, you'll complete a symptom-based assessment called SymptoCoach. This helps us understand how your body is responding right now and gives us a clear baseline to work from. Take your time, answer honestly, and know that we'll review everything together in your next session." I hope you found this SymptoCoach bonus lesson helpful.